Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are talking about episode 5 of Dexter New Blood, and that is the halfway mark in the season. Unbelievably, we're halfway through already. So I'm going to play the trailer through all the way, and then I'm going to add in some other stuff this week, and then we'll go through and start through the trailer. Just to let you know, I do have to put myself on the screen in a little box, because otherwise CBS will copyright claim the trailer. I've gone through this with the L Word. Even though I work with Showtime on stuff all the time, I've partnered with them on tons of videos, and they just, the person at CBS does this, I think, separately from Showtime. And although they always release the video in the end, it's just a whole big thing that it just, believe me, putting the little box on the screen saves a lot of trouble for me. So I hope that's okay with you guys. And let's get on to the trailer.
Do you think he remembers?
He can't.
You did.
He looked at my stuff. We need to talk.
This isn't about the code or feeding your urges. This is vengeance.
Yep.
Can you imagine being right next to a serial killer and having no idea?
What is happening? I think you've lived long enough.
Okay, so before we go through and start, there is a little tiny synopsis that's out for episode 5, and the next episode is called Runaway, and the synopsis is: Dexter's method of protecting a son from drugs unleashes his dark passenger in a very impulsive way. Meanwhile, Angela and Molly take a trip to New York City that leaves them wondering about a well-respected member of the community. Actually, when Dexter picked up the flashlight and shook it, I actually thought it sounded like pills in there, and you know, we did have Harrison say before that he had at one stage, you know, had an addiction. So I wonder if there's someone selling to him or something, and that's who's on Dexter's table. And Angela and Molly, this alliance definitely seems to be going forward. And Matt's dad did say he was in New York, so that's them going to New York. And I guess that's what twigs their suspicions about Kurt, who we can also see in this trailer seems to be busy with that green-haired girl. So let's watch the trailer again, and I'll start.
Do you think he remembers?
He can't.
You did.
The thing is, though, one, Dexter was significantly older than Harrison whenever everything happened with the shipping container. I'm not super good with kids' ages, but it's obvious. Dexter, I guess, was about 2, maybe 3. Harrison, we know because of the birthday party and stuff, was 1. So that's a big difference. Kids don't even start making memories until they're 3, 4. So yeah, that's weird. And then also, Dexter didn't remember. It was triggered whenever everything happened with the ice truck killer. So, and the straight razor thing, that's not saying he remembers. He could have, he heard that on the podcast, but he also probably heard it and read about it somewhere else.
We need to talk.
This isn't about the code or feeding your urges. This is vengeance.
Yep.
So that seems like it has to do with the drug situation. Sorry, she likes to be involved.
Being right next to a serial killer and having no idea.
So they look like they're at some sort of conference or something. The other people have lanyards on, and then it looks kind of hotel-y. We know from the synopsis they're in New York. So maybe it's some sort of like serial killer convention or something. But yeah, I'm assuming that's when they find out about like Matt, because I'm sure they've gone to the hotel, like some hotels that he usually goes to, and they talk about like that's constantly referenced New York and Matt. So, and Harrison's having or at a party. It definitely doesn't look like Dexter's. But then this is the SWAT team now. It's hard to tell. Have we seen a red front door? And then she's obviously in the same place that the other girl was.
What is happening? I think you've lived long enough.
Oh. It looks like pictures that are on a boat. I know lots of people have been saying that it sounds like Harrison's on the table, so maybe it's some sort of, like imagined fantasy something. I can't imagine it's real, but they could be like clipping, the audio into that to make it sound like that. So yeah, we have the Matt boat story, so it's weird, yeah. So that was the trailer and the synopsis for episode 5, Runaway of Dexter New Blood. I cannot believe we're at the halfway point already. This has gone so quickly. And as I said in my review, if you haven't seen that, I will link it in the comments and the cards and everything like that. And in that, I was saying, like, I really hope that they stop clipping bits at the end, because the last episode was only 45 minutes. I mean, that's so short, especially if you're doing that across the whole entire season. You're cutting off like nearly 2 episodes if they're only 45 minutes. So I really hope that they have longer episodes for the second half of the season. And I really enjoyed episode 4, so I hope that they continue on this momentum. I do really like the Angela and Molly alliance. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, but I do like that side. And as I said again in my review, I really hope that they get Dexter involved in that storyline somehow, like them literally finding out about him through their snooping and Trinity and all that stuff. So that will be super interesting. And I also like this whole duality thing they have going on. One thing I forgot in my review is when Harrison's listening to the podcast, you see him sitting and it's like his entire shadow is reflected on the wall. And then later his speech about the whole monster hero, I just feel as though they're really pushing this like dual situation. So there's a lot of really interesting stuff going on, and I would love to know all of your guys' thoughts down in the comment section. So let me know. I love especially hearing everyone's theories, so let me know what you think is going to happen. And make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any content. Make sure that you leave a big like, leave me a comment, follow me on social media. Make sure to check out my Patreon merch store and my advent calendar that's starting on December 1st. And as always, make sure to stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.